So this is a really quick walkthrough of the Dead or Alive Alexa hosted skill that uses Redis as the backend. It's not going to be an exhaustive how to build an Alexa skill. So here we've got the invocation model and the intents and stuff. So what people need to say and do in order to interact with it. So I've got a start game intent that usual phrases, let's begin a game, start a new game, etc. And then I've got one for each type of answer. So as they're playing the game, the user's going to say, oh, that person's dead or passed away or has died, or they're going to say that person's alive or still around or alive and kicking or what have you. Those are the real intents for this game. Those three, the other five are just the built-in Amazon ones that do things like handle, cancel and stop. So nothing interesting there. So all in one place, we've then got the code. So I wrote this in Node.js. It uses the IO Redis client, and it's pretty much an Alexa skill. It uses the Ask SDK, so it uses a familiar pattern of request handlers and then a can handle function for each type of thing. So that's the launch request. Doesn't do very much interesting. Start game here. We'll do some things with clearing out the user's session and getting some celebrities out of a set in Redis. If I then go over to test here, we can actually try it out. So I could speak to Alexa here, but I'm going to type it because it's easier while I'm doing commentary. So let's open the skill, open Dead or Alive, and we'll see.
Hi there, I'm a celebrity dead or alive game. Ask me to start a new game and I'll ask you whether 3 celebrities are dead or alive, and keep track of how many you get right. Sound like fun? Let's go.
Okay, so it wants me to start a new game, so we'll say, okay, let's play.
Let's go. Here's the first of your 3 celebrities. Is Brian Blessed, English actor and singer, dead or alive?
So what's happened here is it started a new game. It's put a score and the current celebrity name into my session. You can see that over here. And then from Redis, we've got 3 celebrities and created a set for those in Redis. That's my game, and it's popped the first one off randomly, and that's Brian Blessed, the English actor. So we'll say he's alive and see what happens.
Correct.
Hey, we got it right.
Brian Blessed is an English actor, writer and television presenter. Okay, next it's Henry Mancini, composer and conductor, dead or alive?
So again, next round, what you'll see in here is session attributes have now updated. So I have a score of 1, I got the last one right, and my current celeb is updated to Henry Mancini. So we're going to say that he's dead, I think.
Correct. Henry Mancini died in 1994. Henry Nicola Mancini was an American composer, conductor, arranger, pianist and flautist. Okay, next it's Kenny Rogers, singer and songwriter, dead or alive?
So these biographical facts, when we check the answer, are coming from Wikipedia, as is the dead or alive status. So what's happening is my backend no code is using a Wikipedia dead or alive scraper thing that I wrote that looks at someone's Wikipedia page, determines if they're dead or alive, and then I'm caching the result of that in Redis as well, so that we don't hit Wikipedia too hard. So okay, last one, Kenny Rogers. Let's guess. Let's get this one wrong. He's dead, isn't he?
Correct.
Oh, he
Kenny
is dead.
Rogers died
Okay,
in 2020.
I thought he was alive.
Kenneth Ray Rogers was an American singer, songwriter, musician, actor, record producer, and entrepreneur. And that's it for this game. You scored 3 out of 3. To play again, tell me to start a new game.
Okay, so that's basically it. Run through the game. Got 3 out of 3 somehow there, despite thinking Kenny Rogers. Okay. I didn't know Kenny Rogers had died. There we go. Strange times. Okay, so in the next part of the video, we'll look at how this looks in Redis. So now I've flipped over to looking at the Redis instance that this Alexa skill is connected to, and we're using Redis Insight, which is the free Redis Labs tool here that allows us to look at this in a graphical way. So I'm I can see all the keys over here. So if we pick one of those celebrities that was in my previous game, let's go with Kenny Rogers. You can see that my standing data for this application just stores a couple of things about each possible celebrity that you could be asked, so their name and their bio, and then whenever we actually put that celebrity into a game and the user answers, we check if we've previously checked their dead or alive status with Wikipedia or not, and if we have, we've cached it and it'll end in status. So here we can see the ones from the game that I just played. So if you look at Kenny Rogers, here's the result that came back from my Wikipedia module that we've cached in Redis. So it says Kenny Rogers died in 2020 and a little bit of a factoid about him. And up here you can see there's a TTL on this key, so it's going to expire after a while. Not really that important for the people who are dead. We could probably just not set that for them because that's unlikely to change. But for, say, somebody who's alive here, it may well be that they die in the future, and caching this forever wouldn't be the greatest. So we are caching it for a little while, both to keep the load off Wikipedia and also to make sure we've got accurate information. So if I clear this away again and go back to all the keys, then let's see what happens when I start a new game. So let's do open dead or alive.
You're not currently playing.
Oh, okay, it was
Ask
open.
me to start a new game if you'd like to begin.
So let's start a game.
Let's go. Here's the first of your 3 celebrities. Is Mariah Carey, singer and songwriter, dead or alive?
So again, we'll see that we've got a celebrity and we've got a score in the Alexa session attributes in memory, but we should also now in Redis have a key that I forget what the format of it is, but it should be pretty obvious to find it, that relates to this session. There it is. So this is the session ID that we got from Alexa, and you can see that these are going to be my next 2 celebrities in this game. So if we watch this key as I play, then we'll say Mariah Carey is alive, because pretty sure she is.
Correct. Mariah Carey is an American singer, songwriter, record producer, and actress. Okay, next it's Liza Minnelli, actress and singer, dead or alive.
So it picked Liza Minnelli next using the spop command. So what we should see is this session set, if I refresh it here in Redis Insight, now only has 1 person left in it, Harvey Milk. So my next round will be Harvey Milk, and then that person will disappear and that'll be the end of my game. The reason why I'm putting these into Redis rather than in the session in Alexa is just to use the spop command for a random choice of celebrity rather than having to write that logic myself. That does mean that we need a bit of a cleanup. So at the end of this session, at the end of the game, I can delete this key because I know that I'm done with it. But what if I were to leave this game in the current state it's in, which is I've played 2 rounds and I'm never going to come back and play the 3rd? Then we got kind of a data leak into Redis if we don't do something about that. So rather than wait for an end of session over here in Alexa and clean it up, I just took the easy way out and set a TTL on the key that's some way into the future. So at some point in the future, Redis will clean this up itself if this game never finishes, which is what's going to happen with this one because I'm going to leave it there. So that's a quick tour of the database backend of what we're doing here in this game. So hopefully that makes sense.